Well, I never thought I'd be wearing all of this foul weather gear on the coast of Portugal in August, but I am. Still covered in mist. But got a little bit of wind or breeze, and so I'm making headway and keeping a watch out, obviously. I mean, you know, there's only so much you can do, isn't there? So my nose is all burned. Well, I mean, you could say this is boring, like, you know, but it's the tension. I mean, I'm not getting much sailing done. I'm doing some steering, but it's the tension in the air. You can feel from me, the fear. But of course it's controllable, because you have to control your fears. I mean, there's no point in me going hysterical. I did have a couple of tantrums this morning, even a bit of tears, a bit of emotions, because I'm just realising after so long at sea, okay, I've had 3 days in Bayona, but it's not just that. I've had over 20 and nearly 30 days at sea, and before that it was March, April, May, June, July, locked up, or locked down in the marina. And because of this COVID thing, that was unexpected and a bit of a nightmare. You know, sitting there, and sitting on the boat in the marina, it was horrendous really. Met some lovely people there. Peter, Pete, Dennis, Martin, Cheryl, Steve, you know, met some good people. And some good people helped me, but the reality of it was a nightmare. The first part of the sail from the UK to Bayona, 25 days non-stop, the lack of sleep and the shock of a new environment and all the different things that were happening really have an effect on you. Well, had an effect on me. I told you before, I could hear conversations, I could hear people having conversations, I could hear voices, I could hear dogs barking, I could hear all this different kind of stuff. But also eventually I started seeing things, not as in hallucinations, but like misplacing objects for different things. At the front of the boat where the dinghy is, I started to see this Oriental man, say, a martial artist, sensei kind of persona, sitting there, just staring forward, calm. He never said anything. And then next to me there, the can't remember what they're called. See what I mean? How long have I been at sea? The fenders. Yeah, the fenders. There was these two fenders. They became like it was like a sailor, French sailor. Why French? Because the fenders are blue and white, you know, and I'm stereotyping blue and white stripes and all this kind of stuff. And that, and also parts of the boat became real to me. Not real as in like the mainsail and the Genoa, you know, you start refer to them as live people. And Bill and Bob, the bungees. We've lost one of them, didn't we? Can't remember which one we lost. Bill? We lost? No, we lost Bill. You know, and you start to talk to them and you have conversations with them. Luckily, they don't answer back. But your mind starts to play really strange things on you. And so by the end of that first part of the trip, the boat was full of crew. It was full of people, or personas, if that's the word you'd like to say, personas. And But now, this is the second part, you know, this part of the trip, 2 days out. You can't unsee things that you've seen. They're not really here anymore, if you understand. Because I've slept more. Don't know, it's just a strange occurrences. I wish somebody would come and steer the ship though. Well, the ship, Corycia, because I'm getting tired, you know. I've hand steered this almost all of the way so far, and I'm probably going to have to hand steer it all the way to Palma. The bungees work okay, but they're getting tired, they're getting worn out, and they only work at certain points of sail. I haven't mastered the art of sheet to tiller steering yet. It is quite an art. You've got to get the sails balanced, and everything's got to be really perfect. Otherwise you just keep having to adjust it. But it's just experience. But I'll get that. That's it anyway. I just thought I'd mention them things to you. The strangeness of being at sea for such a long time. Well, such a long time, you know. Long enough. Alone. Alone, that's the thing. Alone at sea. And you know you've got no one else. No one else. Strange feeling. Well, I've sort of got what they call again? I can't remember what they call it. Oops. Sorry. Just messed up a bit there. But if I can bring the head sail back again. There we go. Don't know what you call that. But I've managed it for a little bit anyway. You have to constantly play with the rudder, or with the tiller, sorry. But it works to an extent. I could do with a bit more wind, and obviously to trim the sails properly. But just to play for a little bit, it's okay. But there's a ship on the horizon, and I don't know if it's coming my way, so I'm probably going to have to cut this a bit short and start to have a look around. Whoops, you just have to keep them balanced, as everything in life. And like I said before, I have difficulty keeping things balanced, but we'll see. It's been like this half an hour now. That other ship went away. So I can concentrate a little bit more on this, have a bit of fun. Never thought I'd be able to do this in a couple of weeks. Well, a couple of weeks. I've been at sea for how long? Oh dear. But I've never had time to actually play and practice, you know. I'm too busy surviving.